22. I'm just trying to see. We are with the powered energy drinks. So the energy drinks, first of all, when I look, I always just want to keep in mind the periodic system. That whole sentence of opening plus purchase, less returns, plus carriage, plus customs. Because this is the thing you need to keep into mind when you're looking at the price. So when I'm looking at the price, I actually always look at these things, these ones. Okay, I want to see the purchase price, I want to see the returns, I want to see if there's carriage and if there's customs. Now, if I look at the info they give me here, they give me this is the opening and this is the closing balance. So you'll see they tell you the units. Right. Now, why don't they give me the opening unit price? Because we are doing FIFO. And FIFO, the stock takes the value of the newest stock, assuming that by the time we get to the end of the year, that opening stock is already sold out. So we're not going to use it. So actually, they are helping you. So now, I know I'm going to start with January and work it back. How many units do I have? 235. So I have 235 units. So I like to draw a little line there because there's two sides to this. This side I'm going to keep track of how many units I need to value. And this side I'm going to do the valuing. Okay, so now if I look, 235, I see January only got 180. Now let's just quickly see. Here's the purchases. Here's the carriage, right? Here's the returns. Can you see there's no customs, meaning I was buying locally. The other name for customs is import duties. Right. So, now, can you see the carriage is already shown in the table? Which means if I look at this total includes the carriage. Because if I say 550 times 420, let's see, if I say 550 times 420, it gives me 231. Okay, you can't see it. So if I do that, those two, it gives me 231,000. Can you see? Plus the 44 gives me the 235. So this already includes the carriage. Now, the returns is from the January batch. So in other words, I don't have 180. I actually only have 180 less the 30. I have 150. Now, obviously, the purchase price comes into play, right? But now I'm asking you, what about the carriage? Because the carriage can be a problem. Because some suppliers, if I return goods, I had another person delivering it to me. So I'm not going to get my carriage back. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Whereas other suppliers does the delivery itself and they made the mistake, so then they also refund me on the carriage. You see? So you need to read what they say. And they are saying here, the supplier reversed the total price excluding carriage. So he did not give you back the money for the carriage. Okay, so remember that just in the back of your head. I'm not needing it now. Okay. Oh, I actually am. Why am I needing it now?
January 2020.
Because I am losing that carriage price. You see, now my unit price is actually a little bit more because I'm not getting it back. You guys get what I'm saying? Okay, so let's do it like this. So I've got 150. My unit price is 475. So 150 times 475 gives me 71,250. But now I also want to add back the carriage of the 30 units. Okay, so in other words, I'm going to add that whole carriage of 1440. You see, I'm not going to subtract the 30 units that was returned. How would I, if they said it included carriage, how was I able to calculate that? I would literally just go and see that 144 per unit and subtract 30 units carriage as well. You get what I'm saying? Remember I said here, what is the price of the goods? The price of the goods actually consists of the purchase, the carriage, and the customs. So if I want to value this calculator, then if this calculator cost me 200 Rand, purchase price, but it cost me 50 Rand to have it delivered to me, postage, then how much did this calculator cost me? 250. Right. Okay. Now if I look at this, so you agree with me, when I want to value the closing stock, I want to value the total value, the purchase and the carriage. But now my problem is I can't just take the 86,940. Right? Oh yes, I can. At this stage I can. Because that 86,140 includes the 1440 carriage. So I can take the 86. I'm quite sure. No, I can't. Why can't I? Because I returned 30 units. You see, that there is for 180 units. But I only have 150 units that I'm valuing. So I'm going to do it separate with the unit price, and then I'm going to add the carriage. And I add the carriage, it sounds like courage, the carriage, the carriage. I'm going to add that, the full amount, because even though I only left with 150 units, they didn't refund me for the 30 units returned for the carriage. Does that make sense? Okay. So, now, you agree with me, I have valued 150 units, so I still need to value what? What is 13 less 5? It's 85. Is that right?
Yes.
So I still need to value 85, and it's important that you show this calculation, because usually, okay, it's important, you guys, it's important that you show this, because this one is going to give you a bagel. Because they're going to look if you took the total closing stock less what you valued in the previous part. They want to see that. Okay. So in other words, if you just worked with 180, this amount is going to be different, but you're not going to lose your mark for it. Okay. So that 85 I need to times with the November price. And the November price is 330. How much is that? I'm someone making this my answer column. How much? 85 times 330? 28,050. But now I also need to do, it is 28,050. I didn't do the carriage with it. I'm going to do, oh sorry, 460. I think I must just delete this video. So it gives me what?
39,100.
Okay. So now I want to do the 85, ne? The carriage. So the carriage is 2640, and the 2640 is for 330 units. Can you see? Unknown over known. If I divide it by the total units, I get the carriage per unit, and then I times it with the units that I'm valuing. So 2640 divided 330 gives me 8 rand. This gives me 8 rand. Okay. No. Wait. What is your problem? If I say 2640 divided 330, what did I do wrong? Nothing. It gives me 8 rand. So 8 rand times 85 gives me what?
My question is where do you get
The
the 2640?
2640 is my carriage here. And that gives me what? 680. Can you see? Please listen. You could also have said, 85 times 468. Oh, did they say it's 8 rand a ton? Okay. So you could have said 468. Can you see that you don't always follow your teacher, because I'm not a reader for detail. I just run and assume. So, what is this total?
Ma'am, sorry to bother you. I was saying
Okay, so what's the total? Anybody? Total? Total? Everybody's got a calculator. I do not want to see you sitting waiting. Nay. What's the total? 11, 24, 70. Like that. So there we go. That's the closing stock. If I go to the second one, they ask me, calculate the stock holding period in days, meaning they want you to times with 365, in days. Use the closing stock figure. And what did I teach you? You're going to work with units. So what is the closing stock figure? Closing stock is 235. Right? What is the cost of sales figure? Remember the units. Cost of sales is the same as the units. Sales. So I go, look, 925. So 925 times 365 gives me how many days? Gives me 92.7 days. Now I just quickly want to refer back. You remember what I highlighted there at the start?
Yes, sir.
That this stock is only valid 66 days. Then I have to get it off the shelf. I have stock for 92 days. Can you see there's a problem there? Okay. Comment on your findings above. Provide 2 points with figures. Note that the stock holding period for 2021 was 58 days. So there they already give you a little notch. Please use this. So you say, holding stock longer than 2021. Oh, but I have to do figures. Ne? Then you say 2021, 58 days, 2022, 92.7 days. Yes. You could have said the stock holding increased to 92.7 days. Now, what is the problem with it? I want to make sure that I get my marks, and they wanted a comment. They don't want me to just do that. What is the comment? What's the problem with stock not selling? Too much cash tied up in stock. So you say, too much cash tied in stock. What does it mean? The stock is standing there. I got the stock with the purpose to sell, with the purpose to get money. But now it doesn't sell, so I don't get money. And if I don't get money, it means I can't pay my creditors, because I bought that stock from the creditors. And now I don't sell it, so where am I going to get the money to pay the creditors? Okay, so that's the first thing I need to see. It's the cash problem. The second thing you need to see is the shelf life problem. Okay, the 92 days is longer than shelf life of 66 days? It's 66 days. What does that mean? I've got stock. I need to make a plan now, because I've got 30 days stock that I am not able to put on the shelves. You get what I'm saying? 90 less 66, so I've got plus minus a month stock too much. Does that make sense to you? So now I need to have a plan. Right, so your mind has to go into plan mode if this happens. Milo has noticed that some of the stock of energy drinks has already exceeded the shelf life. Identify the value of stock that Milo is referring to. Now remember, if I go back here, I have two batches that I'm talking about. Now, this batch was bought in January. This batch was bought in November. What month are we in? February. So, if this is November, December, January, February, can you see? It's already 3 months, which is way more than 66 days. It's at least 90 days already. So can you see that stock is a problem? So now they literally want to see that you take this and you transfer it here. So it would be the 39,780. 2 marks. And there's no bagels. It's 2 or nothing. But it would be a bagel if your calculation was wrong. So obviously. Okay. Yes. Okay. So they ask you which stock is already in your store longer than shelf life. So the shelf life is 66 days. Now, if I look at when I calculated this closing stock, what is your closing stock? It's the stock I end my year with that's still there. I didn't sell it. Now, if I go look at it, I valued from that 235 units. The 180 was bought in January. So, say it was bought 1st of January. Can you see by the end of February, it's 58 days or 59 days. So, it's still within shelf life. But can you see the stock that was bought in November? If you take it as, let's say, 30 November we bought it. It's still 30 days, 31 days in December, 31 days in January. So already it's 62 days. Plus the 28th of February. Can you see this? Stock is old. So they literally just want to see that you take the calculation you made here for this stock. And you say, this is the stock we worried about. Does that make sense? Okay. So the last ones, Milo wants to sell the outdated stock at half the cost price. In other words, this stock, he wants to sell half price. They already sell by. It's not allowed to be on the shelf. Now he wants to sell at half price. What advice are you going to give him? And you will not understand how many people said so, donate it to the orphanages and the old age homes. So what? They cannot get sick. The problem here is this is food. This isn't clothes. This is food. And food that's old can make people sick. They didn't tell you anything here that it's safe to drink these stuff even if they go past sell-by date. Right? So you can't give it away. So what are you going to have to do with it? You're going to have to destroy it. Right? You destroy it. So What advice are you going to give this kid? Because now, what happens? You give it to this orphanage and all the kids get sick. What's going to happen to your company's image? You're going to be screwed. Alright? So, what's going to happen? He wants to sell it half price. So now people come and they buy. They get sick. What's going to happen to your image? Ne? So you say there, if people get sick, it's bad for company image. Right? You're going to lose customers. So if you say there, if people get sick from these stuff, people won't come back to buy from you again. Okay, so don't exhaust that thing twice. So your first point, you are saying, if people get sick, or if people get anything happens to someone because of this old stock that you sold, you're going to lose customers, you're going to have a bad image, meaning you're going to lose shareholders, you're going to lose profit, and you can go on forever. Please don't make it a point number 2. You already exhausted it. So now point number 2, you need to give me something else.
It's unethical.
It's unethical. So if you say it's unethical, you got your 2 marks. It's unethical to sell old stuff.
Gold.
Yes, baby.